Just an early morning tune up before we get this thing started. Let's see where we at with it. This one right here, it's gonna ruffle some feathers because one thing I know about women, they really don't want to hear the truth. Now a small percentage of them, reasonable women, they're gonna listen and they're gonna gain a better understanding. But the majority, anything over 50% is the majority. So this right here is going to ruffle feathers, right? It is what it is, right? We can't move forward in the black community until we start telling the truth, regardless of who feelings it hurts, right? Now listen, I did a video, no, a live stream. I did a live stream a few days ago, man, with the Charleston White thing. Now listen, I did I'm gonna show you how lost some of these people are, right? Now there was a guy in my comment section, right? And he got a funny name. I'm not even gonna pronounce it. I'm not even gonna try. Now, when I spoke on, you know, why a lot of men in general, but black men in particular, don't want to be stepdads no more, and I was speaking on issues in a black community, talking about foundational black Americans. This is what this guy had to say. He said, "Bro, I don't see what FBAs have to do with this conversation. FBA spoke on this a long time ago. Worry about yourself, black man. The problem ain't fixed, bro. He's telling me that FBA spoke on these single mothers and dating conversations, right? Yeah, you spoke on it, but ain't nothing working, bro. Marriage in the black community is down. Eight, 8 out of 10 black children are raised by single mothers. Most women feel like they're independent and don't need no man. So it doesn't matter if FBA had this conversation a long time ago. Nothing is fixed. It'd be one thing if you fix the problem and you say, okay, why are we still talking about it? Because the problem is fixed. Listen, homie, the situation has gotten worse over the last 10 years. So what you said in my comments didn't make any sense. Let me tell you what that's like right there. That's like a mechanic saying, "Hey man, you brought your car to me 2 months ago." Yes, and I'm bringing it back because the car is still broke. The car still doesn't perform well. I hear you, you know what I'm saying, but you brought this car over here 2 months ago. Yes, and the car is still broke. It doesn't function properly. So what you said in my comments was dumb, man. We had this FBA had this conversation a long time ago about single mothers and marriage in the black community, and guess what? The marriage rates has dropped in the black community. 8 out of 10 black children are raised by single mothers. So what are we supposed to do? Just ignore the situation, even though the situation has gotten worse over the last 10 years? See, that's what I mean by a lot of these conscious dudes, they're simps. And they refuse to address the issue. Now, this is what he said, right? I responded and I said, "You're clueless. That's sad." He said, "Well, enlighten me." He said, "Enlighten me and save the ridicule then, sir." He said, "You don't know what FBAs are, sir. You even called us the conscious community, which is not the same thing." I said the FBA community and the conscious community is no different because people in the conscious community, by large, those are still foundational black Americans. So it don't matter what you label yourself. See, I'm not going to play these word games with you. I was speaking about black people in the FBA community. That's who this applies to. So you can't escape the argument, brother. "Oh, well, you said the conscious community. You don't know what FBAs are." Let me correct you. 8 out of 10 black children in the FBA community are raised by single mothers. Marriage rates in the FBA community has decreased a whole lot within the last 10 years. What are you talking about, fool? Everything that I just said applies to FBA people. Are you stupid? Do you lack common sense? Do you lack critical thinking skills? It'd be one thing if we fixed this problem 20 years ago, then there would be no need to rehash it and continue to talk about it. But if the problem has gotten worse, what the hell do we look like ignoring a problem that's getting worse with time? Let's get into this real quick. Pookie ain't gotta have no job. Listen, I know a bunch of simps who paid 100%. You paying 100%, she's still talking back to you. She's still entertaining other men. She's telling other people your business. Listen, Pookie ain't gotta have no job. Listen, I know a bunch of simps who paid 100%. You paying 100%, she's still talking back to you. She's still entertaining other men. She's telling other people your business. Now think about what I just said, man. I did this short maybe a week ago, right? And I said paying 100% ain't gonna make her submit. A lot of guys that are paying 100%, your woman is still talking back to you. She's entertaining other men. She's telling people your business. Please show me the lie. I dare somebody to show me the lie in what I just said. You know how many men that take care of women and she's still telling people their business? She's still talking back. She's still going on girl trips. Tell me I'm lying. Please show me where the lie was told. I'm going to play it one more time. And you know this is going on in a lot of relationships in our community. So paying 100% ain't going to make that woman submit. Why would you pay 100% for an independent woman that's making her own money? That don't make sense. This ain't the 1950s. These women got jobs nowadays. They make money too. I'm not going to take care of a grown-up who makes their own money. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to come to the table. You're going to bring something to the table. You're going to bring home that money that you're making. You don't get to save your money and live off mine. Nah, we don't rock like that. At least in the 1950s, I understood why men paid 100%. Those women didn't have jobs. So it made sense for a man to do that. And in 2025, you're dealing with the independent woman who hates the patriarchy, who feel like she ain't got to listen to no man. Why would you? And on top of that, a lot of these women already have children by other men. What's the benefit in paying 100% for a woman who has a mindset like that? Please tell me the benefit. Don't get mad at me. Tell me the benefit of paying 100% for a woman who's independent. She already got children by other men. She feel like she ain't got to listen to you. She's talking back to you. She's entertaining other men, and she's putting other people in she's telling other people your business. What's the benefit of paying 100% or getting legally married to a woman who thinks like that? I'm waiting for somebody in the comments to give me an answer. Listen, Pookie ain't got to have no job. Listen, I know a bunch of simps who paid 100%. You paying 100%, she's still talking back to you. She's still entertaining other men. She's telling other people your business. Listen, so I'm going to say it again. Paying 100% ain't going to make that woman submit. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys going to find out the hard way. Listen, you can't pay for a submission. She'll take advantage of the fact that you're going to pay for everything. But let me tell you something, homie. It depends on how a woman was raised, and her upbringing has a lot to do with her mentality. Her upbringing will shape her mentality. You can't pay a woman to be submissive. You can't pay a woman to be feminine, right? Let me give you an example. It's kind of like when you go to a strip club, right? And you throw money at a woman and she gives you a lap dance. She going to talk sweet to you. She going to make you feel like a king. But guess what? She do that. Every man that throws money at her, she does the same thing with them. So you ain't nobody special. She'll make you feel good for the 10 minutes that she's giving you that dance, but she's going to do the same thing with the next man and the next man. You ain't special. So in reality, you're just paying for a service. You're just paying for a service in reality. So when you get these women who are not feminine, who are not submissive, it don't matter how much money you pay. It don't matter how much money you spend. Paying 100% ain't going to make her submit. You can't pay a woman to be submissive. You can't pay a woman to be feminine. That's priceless. That has to come naturally from a woman. You can't pay for that. And unfortunately, a lot of you guys have figured this out the hard way because you've been burned by a woman. Yeah, I played stepdaddy, paid all her bills. She was still going on girl trips. She still talked back to me. And I just don't want, I don't want to deal with it no more. Yeah, man, because you were sent. Paying 100% ain't gonna make her submit. Let's get into this.
Because if you can't tell them,
and this ain't no hate black women content. I'm just being truthful about what's going on. I'm being honest about what's going on in this dating game, bro. You can't pay a woman to be submissive. You can't pay a woman to be feminine. That woman has to be like that naturally. You can't put a price tag on that, bruh. I'm gonna show you what this dude said. If a woman moves in your house, bro, and she has a job, you a fool if you don't make her spend some money, because guess what? A woman who doesn't make any sacrifices for you don't like you, because the moment you quit paying her bills, she ain't gonna rock with you. She's gonna hold you to the standard of being a traditional man that pays for everything. A lot of these women can't cook. A lot of them come to the table with children. They're gonna talk back to you. They're entertaining other men, and they're going on girls trips. So would you let an adult live in your house that has a job and they ain't got to pay no money, but they got a job and go to work, but they ain't got to pay no money? You's a sucker. You are a sucker. You pay a woman anyway. Yeah, you pay a woman. Why don't you speak for yourself? Because you pay women. You will pay a woman for her time and companionship. Just speak for yourself, bro. If you pay for cat, then you just pay for cat. But don't listen, homie. You're projecting. This dude is clearly projecting. He pays for cat. He pays a woman for her time. That's what he does. So he's going to get in his comment section and project this nonsense on us. What I'm saying is this. If a woman lives in your house and she has a job, you will be a fool if you don't make her pay some bills and she ain't got to pay nothing. That woman is clearly using you, and you the sucker. You're a sucker. I get it. Let me ask you brothers in the comment section right now. And I got to be real. Do you black men want legal marriage and monogamy with a woman? If you do, that's your business. I'm not mad at you. How many black men in the comments right now want to get legally married? How many black men in this comment section want monogamy with a woman? Is that something that black men really want in 2026? Is that something that we really want? I mean, I'm asking you guys because I want y'all to be honest. Paying 100% ain't gonna make her submit. You've been married. What is that supposed to mean? I know a whole bunch. I know a lot of simps who are married, bro. I know a lot of simps who are married, and they women wear the pants and they women run the show. A lot of dudes come up here and say I'm married as if that's a flex, bro. The reality of it is this. Are you happy in that marriage? Is your woman happy in that marriage? See, what they don't tell you is this. When a lot of guys come up here and say I'm married, what they don't tell you is, are you really happy in that marriage? Is your woman happy in that marriage? And on top of that, they're not going to tell you about the drama that they dealt with being married to that woman. They're not going to say anything about that. But what they will do is come up here and say, well, I'm married and I've been married for 10 years. But they're going to leave out the part that they argue a lot. They're going to leave out the part that they're not happy. They're going to leave out the part that she's not happy. They're not going to tell you that. So they'll just come up here and say, I'm married, as if that's a flex. Anything over 50% is the majority. I speak for the majority. See, now you're talking like a woman, because not the ones that I say all. I said the majority, and anything over 50% represents the majority. The majority rules, bro. Shout out to Chantel Simone, man. You know, she's a black woman. She's a Jamaican. We did some content together back in like 2021, I believe. It was like, yeah, it had to be like 2021. We did some content together. So shout out to Chantel Simone. Let me see what y'all are saying in the comments. A lot of these men that's in legal marriage, they women wear the pants. That is a known fact. Right? Then I noticed this too, man. Like, a lot of women will say, well, and you got to think, if you're in your 30s, a lot of these women already have children. They already got to pay all their bills, pay 100%. But then they'll say, I don't want to be in a 50-50 relationship. Hold on, baby. You a baby mama. You got a child by another man, you're not with him, and you really think that a man who's not, you really think a man who's not the father of your children is going to move you in his house and pay 100% and take care of you and the child that you didn't have by another man? That's crazy. So she going to pay 100% at her house, but she going to move in with you and she ain't got to pay nothing. You going to take care of another man's family. I mean, that's something for you to think about. Now, if you're willing to do that, then you're willing to do that. That's on you. That's on you. But let me ask the men. I'm speaking to the men in the comment section. We're not talking about men who don't have their stuff together. What I'm saying is this. So all you brothers out there with good jobs and good credit, would you move a woman in your house that has would you move a woman in your house and she has a child by another man? Would you move that woman in your house and pay for everything? And she ain't got to pay nothing, but she can just move in with a child that she has by another man and you're going to pay 100%. How many men are willing to do that? How many men are willing to sign up for that? And listen, you guys don't have to say no. If you're willing to do that, just be honest. But I'm asking you men an honest question. This is a real question right here. Be honest with me and give me an answer. Would you move a woman in your house, a single mom? She's already paying rent at her own apartment or her own house. Would you move that woman in your house and pay 100% and she ain't got to pay nothing? Serious question. Let me see what y'all say about that. See, the ladies don't like to hear this because I said it before. Women don't give a damn about what affects the men. They only care about what's beneficial to them and their children. They don't care about they don't care about the things that affect you. They really don't. The majority of them. I'm not saying all of them, but the majority of them don't care about what affects you. They only care about what's beneficial to them and their children. He said, no, how does that benefit me? See, ladies, you need to start listening to the men. This is the problem with women. They'll tell you what they want in a heartbeat, but they're not listening to the men. They're not listening to what the men have to say about, these situations. Because a lot of females out here who are single moms, they really believe they're going to find a man who's not the father of their children. He's going to move them in his house and pay 100%. And that situation right there, you're basically taking care of another man's family. You're basically taking on another man's responsibility because this is the reality. Her child is another man's responsibility. Are you willing to pay 100% for another man's responsibility? Simple question. So listen, homies, this should be a learning lesson for women out there. It should be a learning lesson for women out there. And I'm not bashing you ladies. I'm not putting you down. I'm just speaking to you guys about the things that affects men. So if you care about men, you should be willing to understand. You should be willing to listen with an open ear when it comes to the things that affects men today. And if you're not willing to listen to that, then you don't care about men. You're selfish and you're only thinking about yourself. And that child that you didn't have by another man, you're only thinking about what's beneficial for that. Coach Falcon said no. He said, then she gonna start trying to leverage the box and all type of games. Yeah, and then you got to understand this. And I spoke on this several times. A lot of these women with children, they don't want you to discipline their children. Right? What do you look like taking care of another man's family and you can't even discipline that child? She allows her kid to eat food in the bedroom. At your house, you like, no, we got to eat at the table. You don't let kids eat in the house. You make them sit at the table. So if a kid lives with his mother, right? And then let's just say you move this single mother in your house, there's going to be rules. There's going to be structure. There's going to be order. That kid is not used to that because the mom allowed the kid to pretty much do whatever the kid wanted to do. But if the kid moves in with you, there's going to be rules and regulations. And most of these single mothers don't want no man disciplining their kids, but they want to benefit from what you provide. Keep in mind, a lot of these women want to benefit from what you provide, but they don't want you to discipline the children. Why would you take on responsibility, but you don't have the authority to discipline a child that lives in your house? That doesn't make any sense. So I want you ladies to listen with an open mind and please understand what affects men today in this dating game. Because think about it. These children who are raised by single mothers, they don't have a lot of structure like that. Now, I've seen some women discipline their kids, so I'm not saying that all women are like this, but by large, bro, when you look at these children that are raised by single mothers, the mother don't discipline them. The mother allows them to pretty much do whatever they want to do. Now, when that child has to live with a man is going to enforce rules, regulation. When a man enforces rules and regulation, the kid ain't used to that. So when you discipline that kid gonna run and tell their mom, man, and you looking like, hey, lady, listen, man, these are the rules, man. Your kid just can't come up here and do whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be providing for this child, but you got the nerve to get mad when I discipline this kid. What the hell I look like providing, but I can't discipline this damn kid? Man, that's crazy. And then you got to look at it like this. If that child's father is still around, he's not going to want you disciplining his kid. But at the same time, you say, okay, well, why don't you take your kid? Why don't you come pick your kid up? Your kid ain't going to live in my house and do whatever they want to do. Hell no. Your kid ain't going to live in my house and just do whatever they want to do. There's rules in my house, and I enforce the rules that's in my house. That's what a man is supposed to do. You don't get to come up in here and just you don't get to come up in here and do what you want to do because your mother allowed you to get away with this at her house. No, sir. He said, it's crazy how you can't get her when she's fresh out of high school, especially when you're a drug dealer. She let you wait 10 years, build yourself up from the ground. She let you wait 10 years when you built yourself up from the ground up, financially stable. Shout out to you. So we're not bashing the ladies here. We're just being honest about what's going on and today's dating game in the Black community. We just got to be real about that. You know, there's no way that you could sugarcoat that. We're just being honest about what's really going on. And listen, I'm a foundational Black American. So when people listen to my content, they be telling other people, Red taking shots at the FBA. No. I hold my own people accountable, but at the same time, I do rock for FBA and I do stand up for FBA. All you got to do is listen to my content, and that's what I do. Now, show me. I want to have this conversation with you guys. Show me. I'm talking about FBA channels and brothers in the conscious community. How many of those guys take the time to have these conversations? Let me say this. 8 out of 10 Black children are raised by single mothers. The marriage rate in the Black community has dropped very low. Is that a conversation? Is that a conversation that we can afford to ignore? I want some feedback from you guys. Can foundational Black Americans afford to ignore this issue? 8 out of 10 Black children are born. 8 out of 10 Black children are raised by single mothers. Marriage rates in the Black community is at an all-time low. Can we really afford to ignore that conversation? Because what I notice is in the FBA community, the conscious community, the Black community in general, they're not really having these conversations. They pretend like these issues don't exist. And my thing is like this. Ignoring the conversation is not going to make the marriage rates go up. 8 out of 10 Black children are being raised by single moms. That's a major problem. We can't afford to ignore that. And there's a reason for everything. Now, we know that the women going to blame the men, but this is the reality. A lot of women give men access to their body and they're not even married. I'll say this again. These women who are single moms, they give men access to their body. And men don't have to marry them. And it all goes back to what I said. Why would a man pay for the cow when she's already given up the milk for free? Right? And let me tell you something, ladies. I'm just here to give you some game. You can't give your womb to multiple men and then expect for a man who's not the father of your children to wife you up. You didn't require marriage from none of those guys that you had sex with. You didn't require marriage from none of those men that you didn't have babies with. I'm not saying all black women, but I speak for the majority because anything over 50% represents the majority. So listen, so if this woman didn't require marriage from none of her baby daddies and the other men that she had sex with, why would you give her something that she never required from any of those men that she's been with before she got with you? Simple question. Simple question. So ladies, if you want a man to value you, you need to learn how to value your own body, learn how to value your own womb. Because if you give your wound up and none of those men marries you, that shows a man that you don't value your body, you don't value your own womb. You think that a man is so desperate that he's going to say, okay, I'm going to marry you, even though none of your baby daddies did, and none of these men that you had sex with married you. None of these men that you had sex with married you. So why would I see value in you? You're not carrying yourself like a respectable woman. You didn't give your wound up and never required marriage from any of those men. So ladies, if you want a man to value you, you got to learn how to value yourself. And this is another thing, ladies. You can't come to the table with children, accumulate all these bodies, and then try to become brand new as if I'm gonna look at you like a born again virgin. That's not gonna happen. Men are not stupid no more. They listen to content like this, and men are gamed up now. They're not foolish. Now, we still got a lot of men out there who are foolish, but you got a lot of men that are waking up and they don't see the value in doing that, right? How is that gonna better their lives? It's not. Let's be real. All I'm saying is this to ladies. You can't have babies and baby daddies and think that a man is going to look at you and say, oh, I need to marry her. This only happens in America or a westernized society, bro. Show me other countries where women got baby daddies and they sleep around with different men, and then you're going to find some man with his stuff together that's going to wipe them up. That only happens in the United States of America. You don't see men who come from patriarchal societies wifing up women who already got babies by other men, women who are already promiscuous with other men, and they never required marriage from any of those men that they've been with. You don't see men from patriarchal societies doing that. And listen, don't shoot the messenger. Go to any country that's a patriarchal society, and you tell me if they're marrying women who already got baby daddies and women who's been promiscuous and then slept with other men already. Men from patriarchal societies do not marry women like that. They don't. So let me tell you, ladies, something. You ladies got it good in America. Y'all got it good in America because nobody's going to tolerate that nonsense in a patriarchal society. You can't come to the table with children from other men thinking that some man with his stuff together is going to wife you up. That doesn't happen in patriarchal societies. That only happens in matriarchal societies where the men are raised by women.
What to do? You think you're going to be able to tell the kid what to do? So you're going to step up, take responsibility for that kid, but at the same time, neither the mama nor the kid going to listen to you, because if you can't tell the mama what to do, you think you're going to be able to tell the kid what to do? Hit the like button, guys, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let's take a listen to this baby mama.
And then another thing that really gives me the ick, I don't like.
All I'm saying is this, man. I'm giving the lady some game. You can't give out your womb and then expect for a man who's not the father of your children to just want to wipe you up. That never happens in patriarchal societies, ladies. Men who are masculine, men who have standards, they're not looking to wipe up other men's baby mamas. They're not looking to just wipe up single mothers. They're not. And if you don't believe me, go check yourself. Go look up these patriarchal societies and see if the men over there are doing that. Go look for yourself. Don't get mad at me for telling the truth.
A man with an opinion.
Hell no. To the no.
Hit the like button, guys, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let's take a listen to this baby mama.
Shout out to my girl Chantel Simone. And this lady is beautiful. Both of these women are beautiful and attractive. These are beautiful, attractive women right here.
Then another thing that really gives me the ick, I don't like a man with an opinion. Keep your opinions to yourself, especially when there are opinions about what a woman does with her body, her hair, her makeup, her clothes.
See, this is a beautiful woman, but she's talking nonsense. Who's more opinionated than a woman? Who's more judgmental and opinionated? Who's more judgmental than a woman? Nobody's more opinionated than a damn woman. But they don't want to be judged for their body count. See, this is what these women want. They want the luxury of sleeping around with different men, and when they're tired of running the streets, they feel like there should be some type of simp that's waiting for them at the finish line to wipe them up. See, when women say don't shame them and don't have no opinion, what they're trying to do is they're trying to escape accountability. They're trying desperately to escape accountability. What man is going to ignore your body count? What man is going to ignore the fact that you come into the table with a child by another man or other men and think that some man is going to provide for you? What man in his right mind is going to overlook that? These women are nuts. They are crazy and they've lost their damn mind. No man with standards is going to overlook any of that stuff. So you can just sleep around with different men and you got baby daddies and you think that a man with standards is not going to have an opinion? You think that a man with standards is not going to look at that as a red flag? You're dreaming. You're not living in reality. But this would be the same woman who would judge you for being broke. This would be the same woman that'll judge you for not having a car. Or this would be the same woman that'll judge you for not having a job. See, I said this a long time ago, and I'll say it again. Women want, listen, homie, women want the right to judge men, but they don't want men to have the same right to judge them. Haven't you guys noticed this about these women? They feel like they have the right to judge you, but they get upset when you judge them in their situation. He need a job. He need a car. He broke. They can say all of that, and there's no problem with that. But the moment that you hold them accountable for having babies out of wedlock, the moment that you hold them accountable for being promiscuous, they got a problem with that, because a lot of black women feel like black men shouldn't judge them, even though they judge black men all damn day.
I don't like.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Yeah.
Hit the like button, guys, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let's take a listen to this baby mama.
And then another thing that really gives me the ick, I don't like a man with an opinion. Keep your opinions to yourself, especially when there are opinions about what a woman does with her body, her hair, her makeup, her clothes. If he's like, oh, I don't like that outfit in general. Or, oh, you know what? I don't date her because she got a big stomach. Or, you know what? If another man has an opinion about another man's clothes, instant unattraction. I can't stand a man with an opinion. Like, go make some money or something.
Yeah, in other words, shut up and sit here and take it. Shut up, sit here and protect me and the kids that I got from a man who is not as valuable to society as you are. She went to have the kids with the deadbeat. She went to have the kids with the dusty, but the men of value supposed to come, take care of her, raise her kids, but don't have an opinion.
Man, this is some bullshit.
Basically what she's saying is don't have preference. Because having an opinion on a woman's clothes or a woman's hair, it's like, hey, I prefer you when you wear your real hair. I prefer when you wear your real lashes. Like, no, you're not allowed to have an opinion. This is why I say, men, yeah, because granted, this is a baby mama. We're going to take a look at her page. This is a baby mama. And I want to say a baby mama of two who clearly loves attention. Look at it. Clearly loves attention. Yeah. Baby mama of two, but hates it when a man have an opinion, but at the same time begging for a husband. Reason 1.5 million for a husband. Begging for a husband, thirsty for attention, but hates it when a man.
What man with standards is not going to have an opinion? See, this is this is delusion, man, and we've been talking about this delusion for a long time. A man with standards is gonna have an opinion. These women are delusional. A masculine man is gonna have standards and he's gonna have an opinion. They could only listen. What these women got to understand, they better thank God for America, because no man that comes from a patriarchal society is going to tolerate this buffoonery. They can call men broke. They can judge you for not having a car. They can judge you for not having your own place. They can judge you for all of that. But they don't want to be judged for being single mothers. They don't want to be judged for having babies out of wedlock. They don't want to be judged for having high body counts. They don't want to be judged for being overweight. They don't want men to judge them for anything. And let me tell you something. When you go get a job, they're judging you. They're going to look at your resume to determine if you qualify for that job or not. If you want to get into Harvard or Yale, you have to, your grades got to be good. They don't just accept anybody. When you want to get a good job, they don't just accept anybody. You must qualify for that job. They don't just say, oh, you want to work here? Come on in. And that's the mentality that these women want. They want men to just accept them for anything that they bring to the table. And they don't want you to have an opinion about anything that they did. Black women feel like you can't judge them, but at the same time, they are judging others. Black women, and not all of them, but unfortunately, we got a lot of black women with this mentality. Anything over 50% represents the majority. Unfortunately, a lot of black women feel like you shouldn't judge them, but at the same time, they are judging others. That is hypocrisy.
Man has an opinion. Like, seriously.
You can't make this shit up.
This is the world y'all live in. This is the dating market. These are who men have to choose from. The narcissism of them is my thing. Let us take a listen to this one.
What is the one thing a man can tell you that would immediately be a no? The one thing that will come.
And this is the crazy part about it. This woman she's attractive, man. But her mindset is garbage, though. Like, if you looked at this woman and seen her, you might want to approach her. You might want to spit some game at her, right? But when you listen to what she's saying, she's mentally gone, bro. No man of means and no man of substance is going to deal with this. Who in their right mind can deal with a woman who thinks like this? Outside of her beauty, she has nothing, because her mentality is trash. These are some of the most judgmental human beings that you'll ever meet. But they don't want you to have an opinion about anything that they've done. They don't want you to have an opinion about anything. You can't judge me, but I have the right to judge others. That's crazy.
Out of his mouth where you like, you know what? This is why I shouldn't have gave you a chance in the first place.
You already
the one
gave him
thing that he can say that you just like, you're a complete idiot. The one thing
Is she talking about her baby daddy though? Because she already gave him her womb twice. Or I want to say, is it two different men she gave her? Because I can count 2 kids on her page.
And let me be real with you, ladies. And I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings, but I got to bring you back down to reality. If you got 2-3 baby daddies, you suck when it comes to men. And you got some men out there that'll be willing to take a chance on you. But the thing about it, when you try dealing with them, you realize why she got 2 or 3 baby daddies in the first place. It's something wrong with her mentally. There's something wrong with her mentality. You got multiple baby daddies and you ain't with none of them, and none of them married you. It's clear to see that you have a problem. But the thing is, they'll never admit the fact that they do have a problem. They'll pretend like nothing is wrong with them. They'll pretend like nothing is wrong with them. And somehow you must see things her way. Well, check this out, baby. Your way of doing things is ineffective. Your way of doing things doesn't work. So at this point, you need to do more listening, because it's obvious. It's obvious to see that the way that you do things don't work. You got 2, 3, 4 baby daddies. You ain't with none of them. And you done dated other men and slept with them. And none of those guys married you. No man in his right mind wants to hear what you have to say. The reality of it is this: you suck when it comes to men. Quit talking, close your mouth, open your ears and listen. Your way of doing things is ineffective. It doesn't work. My God.
Thing that a man
Allegedly.
says that make you want to cut off all men. I just got on the phone with like an old friend, and I forgot what the question was, but his response was, "See, you always got that smart ass mouth. What you not gonna do is talk to me like you my daddy." That gets on my last nerve.
What you're not gonna do is talk to me like you're my daddy. You know what black women I say? Don't touch me. You ain't my daddy. They love saying that. It's like they're repeating the same things and they don't even know each other. That's the first thing they say. Don't touch me. You ain't my daddy. Haven't you guys noticed that tons of black women repeat that same stuff? And if you deal with black women, you're gonna say, you damn right. They're always saying that. You ain't my daddy. Don't judge me and don't touch me. You ain't my daddy. Don't judge me and don't touch me. They're repeating the same things and don't even know each other.
Do not talk to me crazy. It's got that smart ass mouth. What you not gonna do is talk to me like you my daddy. That gets on my last nerve. Do not talk to me crazy. I was like, you know what? Bye. Get off my line.
Yeah.
I ain't got no kind of time. I ain't got no kind of time for this.
She can't even keep on
You're right about that. Diplomatic swag said the average American female rather fail doing it her way than to succeed under the leadership of a competent man. That's a fact. They rather fail doing things their way. And we already know that the way that they do things has proven to be ineffective. It doesn't work. If you got 2, 3, 4 baby daddies and you ain't married to none of them, your way of doing things clearly doesn't work. Nobody in a right mind is going to take your advice when it comes to men. Don't touch me. You ain't my daddy. You can't judge me. You're a misogynist. What?
I was like, you know what? Bye. Get off my line.
Yeah.
I ain't got no kind of time. I ain't got no kind of time for this.
She can't even keep a male friend.
I hate it.
She can't even have a friend. She can't even have a conversation with a friend because she's so hard-headed, because she can't take telling. This is why she don't want him with an opinion. Because you know, okay, if he has an opinion, then she can't be posting her thirst trap on social media. She can't be this thirsty for attention on social media. Here's another
Am
one
I
of her
tripping?
friends.
Is it me?
Listen, bro, and you really don't want a female who's running her mouth on social media. That's what you don't want, right? Like the best women are not on social media. If you meet a woman and she's on social media and she's telling everybody what a man is and she's overly opinionated, don't waste your time dealing with that woman. Now, if you want to have a good time with her, have a good time, but that ain't no woman that you should be pursuing for a long-term relationship. No. You know, those are the worst women to deal with. They're always running their mouth about somebody else's business. That's like, stay away from women like that, man.
It's probably me. I can acknowledge that because some people just talk to people like they crazy. But you're not gonna talk to Tiffany like she crazy. These are the reasons why I'm single.
Yeah.
These are the reasons why I'm single. I don't like a man to talk to me like I'm crazy.
At least you know.
It is not my preference for a man to play games with me. It is not my preference for a man to tell me what to do. No. Don't tell me what to do.
Her white boss can tell her what to do. She wants you to protect her and provide for her, but you can't tell her what to do. But she goes to work every day and her white boss tells her what to do. That's why I say, man, you got to stay away from women like this. She's a pretty woman. She's an attractive woman, but she's an airhead. There's no way you're going to get along with a woman like this. Her white boss tells her what to do every day, but she wants a man that's going to protect her and provide for her, but you can't tell her what to do. She just wants you to spend your money, but you can't tell her what to do because you ain't her daddy. But your white daddy at work, oh, you got a white daddy at work that tells you what to do. I bet money she don't tell her white boss, don't tell me what to do. Nah, I bet money she don't say that to that white boss. But she tells your black ass, I want you to provide and protect, but you can't tell me what to do. You can't judge me.
You know?
Especially if
And this is
Hell to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, no, no.
It's just proof that a lot of these women aren't qualified for men of value. A lot of these women can't handle a man of value because a man of value has his opinion. A man of value is going to tell you what you're going to do.
Shout out to Chantel Simone, man. This is a good sister. She's Jamaican, man. And me and Chantel did some content together back in 21. She's a logical sister, man. And she's a lovely woman, man. See, it don't matter how beautiful a woman is. This woman in the pink right here, she's beautiful, but her mentality is trash. She let that white man at her job tell her what to do. She don't tell that white man, you ain't my daddy. Nah, she don't talk to that white man like that. She feels like she can tell you, you need to help me with my bills, provide for me and protect me, but you can't tell me what to do. Nigga, you ain't my daddy. That's exactly what she's going to tell a black man.
Man of value. A lot of these women can't handle a man of value because a man of value has his opinion. A man of value is going to tell you what you're going to do. If you want protection from him, then you're going to have to take telling from him because you cannot protect what you can't control. If you want him to come and help you with the fixtures in your apartment,
you can't protect what you can't control. See, women want you to provide for them. They want you to protect them, but you can't tell them what to do. What man in his right mind is going to provide for a woman who don't listen to him? You can't tell me what to do. You ain't my daddy. But she wants you to provide things for her. Man, you crazy if you deal with that.
In your house, then you are going to have to take telling because no man of value isn't going to be a lapdog where, oh, you do this, you do here, come here, without him saying, dictating what happens in that household, especially when you come with your two long titties. So this goes to show women like her aren't qualified for men of value.
I don't know you. There's a difference between telling somebody what to do and leading, because
if I'm leading you, I'm telling you what to do, you idiot. Somebody who's leading you is actually telling you what to do. Somebody that's protecting you has to tell you what to do because somebody who's protecting you knows what's best for you even when you don't. No man of value is ever going to deal with her. And you wonder why these women who claim to be boss chicks, a lot of these chicks are beautiful, but you wonder why they're single because something is wrong with them mentally. You got baby daddies, children, multiple sex partners, and you still believe that you're going to find some simp that's going to pay 100% and tolerate your nonsense. Girl, please.
And you can lead me to the edge of the cliff, daddy. But if you tell me to go, I'm not going nowhere.
Are we serious right now?
No. Is it me? I'm very single. Super. But I am going to buy an Amazon ring. I will. Am I tripping? Is it me? It's probably me. I can acknowledge that because some people just talk to people like they crazy. But you're not going to talk to Tiffany like she crazy.
Imagine this.
Listen, man, and I'm disappointed in the FBA community, the conscious community. I'm disappointed in the black community in general because guess what? I said it before. 8 out of 10 black children are born. 8 out of 10 black children are raised by single mothers. Marriage rates in the black community has dropped. Now, how could we ignore these conversations? These are major problems in our community, but it's like when we have conversations, we just want to talk about tethers, immigrants, and white supremacists. And that's cool because I'll talk about tethers, immigrants, and white supremacists, but at the same time, I don't ignore conversations like this. I'm balanced. The difference between me and them, I'm balanced with all of these different conversations. I'm going to speak about relationships in our community. I'm going to talk about tethers, immigrants, white supremacists. I'm going to speak about things that's beneficial for FBA people. I'm not going to sit up here and ignore the fact that 8 out of 10 black children are raised by single mothers. I'm not going to ignore that. I'm not going to ignore the fact that marriages in the black community are lower than they ever been. But too many people in our conscious FBA community or whatever black community you want to call, whatever sector of the black community that you come from, we ain't got no damn business ignoring conversations like this. We are losing in these areas, but yet and still we refuse to talk about it. Because why? That's considered bashing black women when you tell the truth about what's going on in the dating game. That's considered bashing black women. My God, this is terrible. Terrible.
In this, imagine trying to have a conversation with this. Just taking this out to dinner and trying to have a mature conversation. You can't tell me what to do. There's a difference between telling me what to do and leading. Seriously? This is what men have to deal with on
See,
the
this is what I say. A lot of these women who claim to be educated, they are clueless and they are foolish when it comes to men. They're clueless and foolish. Somebody who, if somebody's leading you, then yes, they are telling you what to do. How can I protect you if I can't tell you what to do? How could I protect you if I cannot correct you? See, this is the thing. Black women want provision and protection, but they want no correction, not from no black man. Let me repeat that again. Black women want provision and protection, but they don't want no correction from a man. You can't correct me, but you better protect me. What? What planet do you live on? I'm not gonna protect no woman that I can't correct. Once you start talking back to me like I can't correct you, I'm not doing anything for you. You ain't got nothing coming for me. Once I learn that you have that mentality, I'm not doing anything for you. It is a wrap. And I'm gonna say this to you, brothers. If you can't correct that woman, you ain't got no damn business protecting that woman. She wants protection, but no correction. Well, I'm independent. I make my own money. Okay, cool. Stay over there and I'll be over here. You can keep your independent ass over there.
dating market, y'all. This is what men are dealing with.
And then another thing that really gives me the ick, I don't like a man with an opinion.
Yeah, this is the original video. Let us take a look at the comments. Somebody said, wait, men who just give their opinions or men who answer questions?
All right, let me say this, man. Let me get back to the content, man. This is a major problem. And I need you guys to bless the like button, man. Get this in the algorithm because black people need to hear this, man. I don't care how they feel. They need to hear this. 8 out of 10 black children are born out of wedlock, but yet we still ignore these conversations like it's not a major problem in our community. Less than 25% of black women will ever get married, but yet and still we're not having these conversations. We pretend like this is not a problem at all in our community. And we talk about tethers, immigrants, and white supremacists every day. That's cool to talk about it sometimes, but black people cannot afford to ignore the fact that 8 out of 10 black children are raised by single mothers. Less than 25% of black women will ever get married. We can't afford to ignore those conversations. No, we can't. But a lot of black men in these conscious FBA communities or whatever sector of the black community, they're too afraid to have these conversations. Why? Because these conversations, they consider these conversations bashing black women. Oh, you're bashing black women. No, what we're saying is we're pointing out an obvious problem. This problem is obvious to people with common sense. We can't afford to ignore this. This is why a lot of black women, unfortunately, and I got love for the FBA because I'm an FBA, but I got to be real about our character flaws in our community. We can't afford to ignore these conversations. The reason why a lot of FBA content creators don't have these conversations because they're too afraid to lose financial support from black women. So they'll just ignore these conversations as if it's not a problem in our community. Because they're too afraid to piss off black women. They're too afraid to lose financial support from black women. So they tuck their tails and they ignore these conversations. Unfortunately, give me some feedback. Am I tripping? Is Red Supreme tripping? Or do you say, nah, Red, you got a point. I noticed the same thing. Give me some feedback in the comments.
That are opinion based. She responded to that and said unsolicited. Someone else said, they never ask me, how do I look, or say you don't even notice. Someone else said, in my opinion, you're the most beautiful girl in the world. Simp. She's okay with that though. She's okay with those kind of opinion because she responded with a little hug. In my opinion, your eyebrows look great. Men in her comment section simping, and that just goes to show is the simp why they are like that. It's the simp why they become like that. Because these simple tell them, well, these simple gas them on, these simple give them validation for their ridiculous talking points. And the worst part is they don't want the simp, they want the men of value. So while they're listening to the men, the simps, validating them, they're listening to the simps, agreeing with their talking points, but they're demanding the men of value to be like the simps. And when the men of value are saying, no,
We will not have it.
then they get mad and say, oh, you're intimidated, you can't handle a strong woman like me, you can't handle an opinionated woman. And it's not necessarily opinionated, it's just that you can't have a conversation with somebody who is as illogical as this. This video is a point of view. You met a man who slid in your DMs 48 hours ago. Okay, this is a song we won't even play because of copyright strike. Her caption said, let's just say it went well. She is so frightened to the fact that she went on a date with a man who slid in her DM. She has to run to TikTok to tell them within 48 hours. She is so impressed that a man slid in her DM. She run to her TikTok. As I said, these women who are just so thirsty for attention, but you can't tell them nothing. This is I want to assume that this is her child. I don't want to show, but this is all we know. She is a single mom. We see a girl child, and then if you scroll down a little bit more, you see a boy child. So single mom of 2, possibly with 2 different baby daddy.
The ghetto.
Look at her, thirst trapping. But she wants a man to take her seriously. This is why, let me show you guys. This is why she does not want a man with an opinion. She doesn't like men who give opinion because she want to be able to post this. And a man of value is going to say, girl, what are you doing? Take that down. Have some self-respect. Have some dignity. You have children. You have a daughter. Set a better example. What the hell are you doing? He's giving his opinion by checking her. But because she want to continue doing what she's doing, she want the benefits of a man of value. But she don't want to deal with the responsibility of listening to a man of value. So that's why I went to record the rain, then realized my mom was trapped. Oh, y'all, it's absolute ghetto. It's absolute ghetto. I love it when they use their platform to show why men are saying no. They use their platform to show why men are refusing to pick them up, why men are refusing to save the community. Because these women that we're looking at right here, women like her who can't take telling, who hate a man with an opinion, who hate a man will tell her what to do. Don't tell me what to do, but lead. Real men lead. Real men pay all the bills, but you can't tell me what to do. How on earth is this man going to lead if he can't tell you what to do? These are the women who men of value are expected to save. That they will try to trick you guys into being stepdaddy. You know, the pastor man.
I want to take a moment to honor every stepfather.
Boys, what's skin gonna say? Oh, men need to step up and save the community. Play your part and help the single mom. Play a stepdaddy role. But at the same time, so you mean to tell me you're gonna sacrifice to take care of a kid that's not even yours? You had no hand in creating that kid. So you're gonna step up, take responsibility for that kid, but at the same time, neither the mama nor the kid gonna listen to you, because if you can't tell the mama what to do, who on earth you think you're gonna be able to tell the kid what to do?
No.
Do you think if you cannot tell the mama what to do, you're gonna be able to tell the kid what to do? God bless your soul if you decide to sign up to be a stepdaddy. God bless you. Y'all, watch the next video that pop up on the screen when this TikToker warned men to not be stepdaddies because of this same reason right here. Cannot tell her what to do. Cannot tell the kids what to do. Prioritize your peace. Save yourselves, black men. Whether that look like getting to the chopper, get to the chopper. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, y'all.
All right, so you guys heard that, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. He said that message been on the screen forever. All I'm saying is this, brothers. He said, I checked out. Have at it. All I'm saying is this, bro. These women want protection, but no correction. And that's not going to work with anybody with common sense. And a lot of these women already have children. My thing is this, ladies. For you brothers that have daughters, man, you got to teach your daughters something, man. Teach your daughters to not have babies out of wedlock. Because listen, let me say this to you women that have children. Some of you women have daughters. Would you want your daughters to have 3 baby daddies? Would you want your daughter to have 2 or 3 baby daddies? Listen, the next time a woman has a problem with the things that you say about single mothers, ask them. You got a daughter. Would you want your daughters to have, would you want your daughter or daughters to have 2 or 3 baby daddies? And see what they say about that. Let's see if they keep it real with you and say, nah, I wouldn't want that for my daughters, right? Would you want your son to wife up a woman who got children from other men? Would you want that from your son? Would you want that for your son? See, they're going to look at this as gender war content. This is not gender war content. This is reality content. We can't afford to ignore this because this is a major problem in our community. We can't afford to ignore this conversation. How are we going to get anywhere if we ignore these issues? 8 out of 10 black children are raised by single mothers. That's a major problem. Less than 25% of black women will ever get married. That is a major problem. We can't afford to ignore this. So what that means is the women are having babies without getting married. And once they experience the struggles of single motherhood, then they run to the internet and tell everybody how terrible black men are. But you never required marriage from any of these men that you laid down with. And listen, and when these women do get married, it only lasts 2 or 3 years. It don't last. Even if it does last a little, it means nothing because these marriages don't last. And we have to get to the root of the problem. Ignoring the problem doesn't make it go away. Let me tell you guys something. If you have an illness or a sickness, does it go away? If you would listen, if a sickness goes untreated, does it get better or worse with time? Because what this guy told me, man, us FBAs, we didn't already had this conversation. No, homie, but the problem still exists. So if the problem still exists, it doesn't matter that FBA had these conversations 10, 15 years ago. Why? Because not only does the problem still exist, the problem continues to get worse. So if the problem still exists and it continues to get worse, we can't afford to ignore these conversations. You got a daughter. Some of these brothers in the conscious community have daughters, right? And it's like, are you really going to ignore these conversations? What's the best thing to tell your daughter? Listen, I don't want you to end up like these other women. I don't want you to end up with 2 and 3 baby daddies. You know what I mean? Don't be promiscuous. Carry yourself like a lady so that a man of value would see the value in marrying you. Because this is the reality. A lot of these chicks that got baby daddies, they don't want to listen to men. They want protection, but they don't want correction. They feel like you should pay for submission. When I told you paying 100% ain't gonna make her submit. You know what I mean? A woman has to be feminine and submissive naturally. You can't pay a woman for submission. You can't pay a woman to be feminine. She's either feminine or not. You can't put a price tag on femininity. She's either gonna come with femininity and feminine energy or she's not. You can't pay for that, bruh. No amount of listen, and on the flip side, no amount of money is going to make a man masculine. Money can't make a man masculine. You're either masculine or you're not. You got guys in the rainbow community that got tons of money, but money can never make them masculine. They're just a rainbow community member with a lot of money. And you got a lot of feminine men. You got men who are not rainbow community members, but they're feminine, and no amount of money can make that man masculine because naturally he is feminine. Right? I know that diplomatic swag and you're right, but you got a lot of women complaining about the fact that black men don't want to get married. And I'm telling them why. These are the reasons that black men really don't want to get married, right? We got to be honest about what's going on. Ignoring the problem ain't gonna make it go away. Listen, a sickness that goes untreated gets worse with time. It doesn't get better. So what a lot of our brothers in the FBA community and the black community, period, not just FBA, I'm talking about conscious brothers, Pan-African, conscious, black, whatever sector of the black community that you exist in. Ignoring a sickness that goes untreated does not get better. It gets worse with time. What's going on in the black community? At one point, it was 6 out of 10 black children Once upon a time, 6 out of 10 black children was raised by single mothers. Then it went up to 7. Then it went up to 7 out of 10 black children are raised by single mothers. Now it's 8 out of 10 children are being raised by single mothers. So what am I saying? The problem continues to get worse. Why? Because this is a sickness that's gone untreated. That's why it continues to get worse. So a lot of our brothers, and I got love for the conscious brothers. I got a lot of love for some of them, but there's a lot of simping in these black communities. I don't care what sector of the black community you come from. There's a lot of simping going on in these communities, and they don't want to be honest with women. So they tell women what they want to hear to keep their so that they can continue to receive their financial support. So they'll just ignore the fact that we have a major problem in our community when it comes to stuff like this. Shout out to Alim Hendricks, right? Shout out to Alim Hendricks. He said, facts. We make a lot of progress having black empowerment conversations, but at the same time, we're spinning our wheels avoiding the subject. Right. I love these black empowerment conversations, but at the same time, we can't afford to ignore conversations like this at the same time. We can't afford to ignore it. We really can't afford that, bro. Red Supreme is the truth, man. And I know a lot of people don't like it, but damn it, man, I'm the truth. My thing is this, ladies, if you got children by another man, don't expect for a man that's not the father of your children to pay 100% and provide for you. And your child is another man's responsibility. Ladies, if you a single mother, you always got to understand that your child is another man's responsibility. Why would a man take care of you and pay 100% and you're coming to the table with a child from another man? And you know what women gonna say? Well, men have kids too, but this is the difference. Excuse me. Men with children don't expect for women to provide for their children, because more than likely the child lives with the mother and the father might get that child on the weekend. So I said it before and I say it again. Men with children don't expect for women to provide for their children. You know what single mothers say? I'm a package deal. So when single mothers tell you that I'm a package deal, what they're saying is you must provide for me and my child. Now they'll tell you, I don't want you. Yes, man. Listen, if you're dating a single mother, seriously, at some point, you're going to provide something for her child. Because at some point, she's going to expect for you to do things for her. And when you do things for her, it benefits her child. I'm not saying that you can't do something nice for a woman just because she has a child. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, why would a man take full responsibility for a child that's not his? Why would a man move a single mother in his house and pay 100%? At that point, you're providing for another man's family. You're taking on another man's responsibility. That's exactly what you're doing. I don't care how you try to slice the pie. That's exactly what you're doing. Right? That's exactly what you're doing at that point. Hold on, man. Let me find this clip right here. Hit the like button, man. It ain't nothing. I'm not bashing, ladies. I'm trying to give you game. Ladies, you can't give up your womb. You didn't require marriage from none of your baby daddies. So why would a man who's not the father of your child wife you up? Why would he do that?
There were.
Shout out to my girl Chantel Simone. This is Chantel Simone again. Ladies, I'm trying to bring you ladies back to reality. You know, black men, we have genuine love for you, but at the same time, when you're delusional, when you're detached from reality, that plays that right there, like, that's crazy, man. You don't see men on the internet telling women, I got kids, I'm a package deal. You don't see men saying that because men don't expect women to provide for their children. They don't. These chicks are full-time single mothers. I met a single mother a few years ago, right? She was beautiful. She was very attractive. This is probably like 4 or 5 years ago, right? She was beautiful and very attractive. And she was having problems with her rent and bills. And she was saying, like, you know, she wanted to be with me and she wanted to move in with me, but she had a kid, right? And I asked her, I'm like, well, Do you have a job? She said, no, I don't have a job. I'm like, well, if you don't have a job, how do you pay your bills? You don't have a job. Who's paying your bills? So if you're surviving without a job, why would I move you in my house and you're coming to the table with a child that ain't mine, but you're not going to pay anything at my house, but you found a way to pay your bills at the house that you live in? So you're paying 100%, whether you're getting government assistance or if one of your baby daddies giving you, I don't know what it is, but this woman didn't have no job and she had a kid. She had one kid. Why would I move this woman in my house and pay for everything? Why would I want to do that? So it was better to just say, hey, you live at your place, I live at mine, and we date and we hook up and we have a good time on the weekend. It wasn't beneficial. Like, I didn't see the benefit of moving this woman into my house and she's coming to the table with a child that's not mine. Ask these single mothers this, like when you meet one of these single mothers that say they want a husband, ask them, could your man discipline your child? Ask them that simple question. Could your man discipline your child? Now, you want him to provide for your child, because if that man is living with you or you're living with him, at some point, the money that he makes is going to benefit your child. So you love the things that the man provides for your child, but you don't want that man to discipline your child. No man in his right mind is going to settle for that. Because if that's the case, I can get a woman with no children and have my child with her, and can't nobody tell me how to discipline my kid. But ask these single mothers, oh, you want a husband? Can your man discipline your kid? Could he punish that kid? Could he discipline that kid the way that he sees fit? And see what they say to you. Look them straight in the face and see if they're going to lie to you. Can that man discipline your child? And the reality of it is this: most of these single mothers don't want you telling. Most of these single moms don't want you telling their kid nothing, but they want to take advantage of what you. They'll take advantage of the things that you provide. If you paying bills in that house, putting food in the house, paying rent, that child benefits from the money that you make. So what man is going to work hard, move a single mother in his house, but he can't discipline the child that he's providing for? What sense does that make? That's one of many reasons why a lot of these women ain't married, because they want you to be a provider, but you can't discipline the child that you're providing for. That mentality keeps a lot of black women unmarried. Unfortunately, it does.
Calling an internet show to ask if you should be the fourth baby mama at 37.
Yeah.
The ghetto.
So this title definitely caught my attention.
I said this before again, like, yeah, these, like the woman right here at the red, she's pretty, she's attractive, she's a nice chocolate woman right there. See, the thing is, a lot of these women be beautiful, they're pretty, but their mentality is just like unbearable. They're like, their mentality is trash. A lot of these chicks have jobs and they don't want to pay nothing. They'll pay 100% of the bills at their house, but if they move in with you, they don't want to pay nothing. And I think, who was it? Anton Daniels. Just because a woman pays doesn't mean that she has equal say, because money don't make you a leader. No amount of money makes you a leader. You got a lot of men out there with money but don't have leadership skills. So what makes a woman think because she's paying rent in the house that gives her equal say like you? No, it does not. I'm still leading the ship. Regardless, you're not going to live off me for free. And just because you're paying a portion of the rent doesn't mean that you're going to have equal say like me. I'm leading the ship. I'm driving the plane. I'm leading the ship. And if you can't respect that, then go find you a sucker. Hopefully a sucker don't have a problem with the things that you bring to the table. Go over there and do that. But if you're going to rock with me, you're going to submit to the game plan. You don't get to have equal say because you pay bills in here. I'm still a man of the house. You got to carry some way. Listen, it's 2025. Women go to work and they make money. So if she goes to work and make money, she's going to spend some money. She's going to bring that money home. That's exactly what she's going to do. Let me tell you something. If you paying 100% for a woman, you don't even know if this woman likes you or not, because she ain't made no sacrifices. There's no way to know if this woman really likes you if she ain't got to spend no money and make no sacrifices. When you're paying 100%, a woman will deal with you even if she doesn't like you, but she'll stick with you for the benefits. So you will never know if a woman likes you if she don't have to pay for nothing. My house was already clean before I met you. Excuse me. My house was already clean before I met you. I cook better than a lot of these women. So I got food in my house already. My house is already clean. What are you bringing me? What value do you bring to my life? Listen, what do I get for taking care of you and a child that ain't mine? What do I get for that? So in reality, you're making her life better, but she's not making your life better. She gets to move in with you. She got a child by another man, and you're paying for everything. You don't even know if this woman likes you. She ain't made no sacrifices. You're paying 100%. That woman ain't bringing no value to your life. She done already gave sex to other men. So her giving you sex, her giving you that box, she done already gave that to multiple men already. That woman ain't adding no value to your life. You're making her life better. In that case, she's not making yours better. See, when you make a woman pay something, that's going to show if she really likes you or not. Because when a woman spends money on you, or not just on you, if she contributes if she brings her money home and still listens to you, that's how you know that woman is really rocking with you. But when you're paying 100%, you don't know if that woman really likes you. Like I said, I know a lot of simps who pay 100%. She's still talking back to you. She's going on girl trips. She's entertaining other men. She's telling other people your business. I know a whole lot of simps that paid 100% that's got caught up in situations like that. So you will never know if a woman likes you if you're paying for everything. There's no way to know if she really even likes you like that. She ain't putting in no work. She ain't bringing nothing to the table. She ain't made no sacrifices. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all better soak up this game and get it together. How in the hell you gonna know if this woman likes you and she ain't got to bring nothing to the table besides the box that she done already gave to multiple men? Nah, man.
It says she's in love with a deadbeat baby daddy who only meets her in hotel rooms.
You cannot make this shit up.
Shout out to the content creator. The full video will be linked below. Y'all, let's take a listen. Support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and hitting the like button if you enjoy this kind of content.
Can I turn on my camera? Or do I have to turn my camera? Oh, okay, right there. Okay, hold on, Jones. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, let's welcome in.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you consent to be on a live and potentially all platforms?
Yes, I do.
All right, what brings you up?
Well, I watch your show all the time, and I'm constantly motivated by you and the advice that you give a lot of the women, and I take some of that advice into myself. And I was listening to the young lady's story about the guy that was basically love bombing her, and I feel as though it relates to a similar situation I'm going through right now. So I just wanted to talk about it and also get some of your advice a little bit. So yeah, I've been dating this guy now for 4 months, since April. It's a long distance relationship, and it's not an official relationship. We're still like in the getting to know phase, but it's—
What's her name? Ask Ashley. So go ahead and ask Ashley. Okay.
Long distance, and yeah, he's been very intentional, supportive, communicates, checks in with me very often, every day. We talk every day. Gave me gifts for my birthday.
Get to the point, honey.
My birthday, a lot of thoughtful gestures and stuff like that.
Get to the point.
But I have some trauma from past relationships and trusting people and stuff like that. So things that he does, I question.
What has he done that you are questioning and you're like, oh no, that's nothing?
Okay, so for my birthday, for instance, my birthday was our second date. Okay, my birthday was our second.
Wait.
This is foolishness. Now I can't even listen to this. This is gibberish. This is foolishness. This is a waste of my time even reviewing this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give it 20 more seconds.
He called up to Ashley to put her business in public, and then when Ashley asked her a question about her business, she had to stop and think about it. Like, sis, your intention was to call up to tell us your business, so why never practice when you were going to tell us before you come up? Why you had to stop and think about it? And can we acknowledge just these women bringing their business to public? Oh my gosh, where are you? You don't have no dad, you don't have no parents, you don't have no friend, you don't have a pastor, you don't have somebody behind the scenes that you can confide in. Why you have to be telling a random stranger on the internet?
And
All right, listen, man, we're gonna wrap this one up, man. I'm not gonna like this woman is like, she's not making any sense, man. It's not making any sense. So this is the reality, you guys. We got to have these conversations, man, in order to move forward, because for years black women have told everybody how they felt about black men and this and that. And listen, this is not about no tick for tack argument. We got to speak about things that make sense. We got to speak about everything that affects our community, not just tethers, immigrants, and white supremacists. How can we sit up there and ignore the fact that 8 out of 10 black children are raised by single mothers? How can we ignore the fact that less than 25% of black women will ever get married? How can we claim to be conscious or foundational black Americans or whatever sector of the black community you come from? How could we claim to love our community, but at the same time we ignore conversations like this? 8 out of 10 black children are being raised by women. That's a major problem. We can't afford to sweep that stuff underneath the rug. That's not going to help the problem. What did I say earlier? And I'm going to say it again. When a sickness goes untreated, it gets worse. And think about this situation right here. The rate of single motherhood has gone up. Marriage rates have gone down. That is a sickness that's gotten worse over the last 20 years. That is a sickness that's gotten worse. We can't claim that we love the community, but we're ignoring this sickness that we ignore this sickness that continues to get worse. This is the problem, and I'm gonna give the FBA community, the black community in general, some constructive criticism. Too many black men in these communities, you're too afraid to be honest with black women. Why? Because you're afraid to lose their financial support. So you ignore conversations like this, even though it's a major problem. It's a major problem, but you continue to ignore it because you're too afraid to offend the women. You're too afraid to lose their financial support. So you ignore this major problem in our community. And that's exactly what a lot of brothers been doing. I peep game for a long time. And you guys heard me speak on that several times. A sickness that goes untreated only gets worse. Ignoring the problem doesn't make it better. I'm gonna get up out of here, family. Peace, love, and blessings. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking. Hey, man, it's been real. It's been real, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here and listen. You can't listen. You can't name one thing that I lied about in this live stream, but people still gonna get pissed off with me. You know, a lot of women, they're gonna get pissed off with me just for having this conversation. A lot of simps gonna say that's gender war content. That's what they're gonna say. But you know what they're not gonna say? Red lied about this and Red lied about that, because I didn't lie about anything. I was honest with women about what men really want. And this is what Kevin Samuels used to point out. We all used to say this in the red pill, you know, the red pill community, the max, the players, whatever you want to call yourself. Women will tell you what they want from a man, but they never take the time to understand, what does a man of that caliber want from a woman? And Kevin Samuels used to drill that talking point over and over. What does a man of that caliber want from a woman? And most of the time they're clueless. They don't know, but they can tell you what they want from a man all day, but they're clueless when it comes to men. Okay, you want a man with good money, a man with good credit. You want a man that can provide. You want a man who can provide. Okay. Do you understand what a man of that caliber would want from a woman? Can you name 5 things that a man of that caliber would require from a woman? It's crickets after that. They can't tell you. So what does that tell you? They don't care about you. They're only thinking about themselves. They don't even take the time to think, like, damn, what does a man of that caliber require from a woman? They don't know. They don't know. They don't even understand what a man of that caliber is going to require from them. But they can tell you, they can name 10 things that they want a man to do for them all day, and they ain't even got to take time to think about it. They can just speak from the top of the dome and tell you what they want from a man. But they can't tell you what a man of that caliber would want from them. They can't. Listen, ladies, the days of the stepdaddy is over, because a lot of men with their stuff together, they really don't want to be stepdaddies no more, because that's a thankless job. You know, what's the benefit of a man moving a woman in his house and she got children by another man? What's the benefit of you providing? Because the reality of it is this: that's another man's responsibility. Basically, you're taking care of another man's family. If you take in a single mother and she got a child by another man, and you provide for that woman and that child, you are basically providing for another man's family. Because the reality of it is this: her child is another man's responsibility, if you want to be technical. So why would I want to pay 100% for any woman nowadays, especially when they got jobs just like us? But let's take it a step further. Why would I want to provide for a single mother and she got a child that's not mine? I didn't create this child, it's not mine. What benefit do I get providing 100%? You get nothing. There are no benefits with that. So let me get up out of here, man. Ladies, let me tell you something, ladies. Before y'all start having these babies, you need to get married. You need to establish a solid foundation and a solid relationship. Y'all need to get married before y'all start having these babies, because men who are not the father of your children, they're not going to step up to become providers for you and your child that you didn't have by another man. Men are not willing to do that no more. A lot of black men have checked out and said, you know what, we're not doing that, man. You know, we don't see the benefit in providing for another man's child. We don't see the benefit in providing for another man's family. A lot of men have checked out of that game. So, ladies, in order to protect yourselves, you can't sleep around with different men and got baby daddies that didn't marry you, but expect for some successful man to provide for you and your child that you didn't have by somebody else. A lot of men ain't signing up for that no more. Those days are over. Those days are long gone. Forget about it. So, ladies, stop being promiscuous. Stop having babies out of wedlock. And another thing is this: a lot of women in our community, they wait until their 30s to try to get married, and by that time, they're coming to the table with babies by other men. By the time these women reach their 30s, they're already coming to the table with children from other men. You're older, you got baggage. That child is another man's responsibility. These simps don't even want to pay 100%, especially for a woman with it, especially when you think about a woman with a child. She got a child by another man. The stepdaddy era is over. Those days are long gone. The marriage rates in the black community will continue to go down. If these women were smart, let me tell you something. If these women were smart, they would get married in their prime. They wouldn't wait until their 30s before they try to get married. Because when these women wait until their 30s to get married, by that time, the overwhelming majority already have children. And a lot of men don't want to sign up to play that stepdaddy game no more, man. That stepdaddy game is dead. It's dead. Men in the 60s did it. Men in the 70s did it. Men in the 80s, men in the 90s, maybe even the early 2000s. It's 2025. Men ain't signing up to be stepdaddies no more. Anybody who don't understand that is disconnected from reality. Anybody who doesn't understand the fact that men don't want to be stepdaddies no more, they are disconnected from reality. That game is over. Men ain't signing up to do that no more. So my advice to you ladies, you can't wait until your 30s before you try to get married. And by that time, you're already coming to the table with babies by different men. Nobody wants to sign up for that anymore. That is a thankless job. Ghost Dog said, once all the 90s babies are 30 plus, it will get even worse for these women. Right. You're seeing it now. Listen, the 90s babies are in their 30s now. So the 90s babies are in their 30s. So it's already gotten worse. Ladies, you can't give your wound to multiple men. You can't give your wound, for one, number one, you can't give your wound to multiple men and think that some successful man is going to wife you up later. You come to the table with babies, you're in your 30s, and you think that a successful man with good credit that makes decent money, do you really think he wants to provide for you and another man's child? I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but you don't have a lot of men who want to sign up for that. Most men just don't want to sign up for that. Those days are over. A lot of these women don't even cook no more, bro. They don't even take pride in cooking no more. They don't even take pride in doing things that traditional women are known for doing. So they want the benefit. Listen, you have non-traditional women who want the benefit of having a successful traditional man. Men ain't going for that no more, man. That jig is up. That game is over. That is, that's crazy. That stepdaddy game is over. It is long gone, and it is not coming back. Peace, love, and blessings. Tap in with your player upon the Red Supreme. I'm gone, y'all. It's been real.